tell me about Morrissey. What you saw in him, because he was a couple years older than you. You'd heard about him, but why did you feel like his voice, his sort of sensibility was the guy?
I didn't
that
know
you wanted
about his
to build
voice
this
or his
band with?
sensibility until we met, because I just had heard from an older friend who was Billy Duffy, who then went on to form the Cult, who I met in 1975. Billy had been in a band with Morrissey, and he had a reputation for writing really good words, and I gleaned that he was someone who took the business of was serious about being a singer, and not just someone who kind of, because some people just they wanted to do it for a few weeks and then they didn't really have the chutzpah or the dedication. Commitment. So that was it. But I had no idea about his sensibilities. I know what it was. I knew that he was a New York Dolls fan because everybody knew that, because he'd written to the music papers, and I knew that he was into Patti Smith too. So those, those kind of criteria when you're young are very important.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that.
And so, was there an immediate spark? I mean, between the two of you?
Because, he reckons he doesn't really want me to talk about this kind of thing, but he says it. That's
I
fine.
hesitate because I know he's
but he says it in public, which is kind of peculiar. But anyway,
he's written that he doesn't want anybody to talk about it, and it's a shame because it's such an important
I'm very proud
of pop music.
Yeah,
history.
I'm very proud of a lot of the story, and I'm very proud of the band, and I'm very proud of the records. Whilst we
as you should be.
So
you should be.
No, there was a immediate, absolute immediate connection. For many reasons, we recognised the talent. We were very impressed with each other, and quite rightly so, I think.
Yeah.
I think rightly so.
I mean, you were 19, he was 24. You had a guitar sound that you were really developing, which, it's a kind of just a shorthand, but kind of a jangly sound. And he still has, but he had such a different voice, unusual,
distinctive,
resonant, very distinctive voice. And when you heard that, kind of, if you can reach back and think about how you started to write music for his lyrics, his voice.
It was the other way around. He wrote the lyrics to the music, which was just the way we did it, and that was the way it worked.
Yeah.
The very first songwriting session, I wrote the music to the words, and we just fell into this process of writing, getting together in the early days. Because remember, the thing that it's a very important thing about the formation of the Smiths, that for quite a long time it was just me and him. And that was it, and we were on this mission. We were looking for other band members because I hadn't seen Andy for a while, and I was yet to go back and find and recruit Andy, if you like, Andy Rourke. I always knew in my heart that he was the right person because no one played bass like him, and still doesn't, still don't. But there was just the two of us, so our process was that for some reason it was. I always thought 3 was a magic number because. Just 2 just wasn't enough, and 4 was too many to be getting on with. So we wrote very prolifically, lots in batches of 3, and so the music after that first initial writing day, from then on, almost on a weekly basis, we would get together face to face, and then I just put these 3 songs down on a cassette, and within a few days, the two of us would then we'd have another 3 songs. And then band members, then there's the whole formation of the band when we got the bass and drums sorted out, and then started doing little gigs. We still really didn't have that many songs in our repertoire, but as I say, we were quite prolific. And we were just on this amazing mission, and it was a really magical... creative and very successful kind of inspired time in our lives.
I mean, I think about how young you were 19. I mean, tragically, the Smiths ended when you were 23, right? 19 to 23, which was this incredible period in your life where there was just this like outpouring of creativity, and there was something that was going on, certainly between you and Morrissey, that generated that creativity.
Yeah.
Obviously, Morrissey and I would say to him if I was interviewing him, a complicated person. I remember asking Graham Nash when he was on the show about his relationship with David Crosby, which was difficult, and at a certain point they weren't speaking, and David Crosby, of course, passed away, and Graham Nash wrote a beautiful tribute to him. But part of me is sad that they didn't, reconcile, and maybe somebody like Morrissey is just too challenging to. And I'm not going to ask you the question about a reunion.
Yeah,
don't worry, I'm not asking the question, but I want to ask you about the relationship with him. Does it matter to you? I mean, do you think that at some point, I know that you have had contact in the past, or do you just think that, it is what it is?
I'm not trying to sound inflammatory, but it doesn't matter. Of course it doesn't.
Yeah,
I feel genuinely fortunate that I was involved in something that a lot of people feel so fondly of.
Yeah.
And I have such a fondness for rather, but and that's kind of as much as I can make of it, really.
Yeah.
I've got plenty of friends. It's fine.
If you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire episode, click right here.